That's more accurate. There we go. Brett, do you see the private chat?
Yep, I can see it. Awesome.
Okay. You see what's in there?
Yeah.
Cool. You agree with all that?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So should we just get ready to go? I think we're live. Okay. I see that we're live. Okay. Let's just take it from the top. I'll take it from here, Brett, and then we'll bring you in.
Okay. You do
all right, everybody. What's up? What's up? It's an awesome opportunity here for me to introduce something very exciting. I've been working away diligently for about a year, and then my compadre, my brother in arms, joined me about 6 months ago, maybe a little more. It all started, it culminated on the beach in San Diego. We were talking about things. And what were we talking about? We were talking about making America healthy again. We were talking about making, creating opportunities for folks my age and even younger, anywhere, I'd say the spectrum, Brett, 30 to 80, that we want to see that we can help people. But what am I getting at? We're getting at making people or giving people the opportunity to improve their lives through hormone replacement therapy, weight loss, and peptides. And so what we did is we formed a little company called TKO Vitality. And before you say, Joey, that sounds like boxing. Yes, TKO is a boxing term. But while I was putting this together, I found some interesting quote, a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson about to know oneself. So TKO Vitality stands for to know oneself, vitality, and it's a part of a bigger project, TKO Health and Wellness. And so let me just introduce a good friend of mine. Now, this is someone I boxed with in college. We've been friends since, I think, 1994, 1995, I think is when we met. We met in a swim class, right, Brett?
Yep.
Yeah. Swim class. Up at the University of Nevada, Reno, my alma mater. Brett also did some schooling at Michigan, which as we bring Brett on the program and as we do stuff with Brett, you're going to see these always in Michigan gear to the point where it makes me gives me heartburn. All right. Because everywhere we go, everyone's like, go blue. And then they start talking to him and he gets special perks and gets to cut lines. And it's all a bunch of bullshit, but it works for him. So without further ado, I want to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Brett Summers. And Brett, what I want you to do is tell everybody just a short little encapsulation of why TKO Vitality and why you personally see this as not just only a huge opportunity, but a way to really help folks across this country.
Absolutely. The stats show it just on the testosterone levels in male. And then also there's peptides from an injury standpoint. But, quite honestly, over the years, it takes a toll on your body. As you age,
I'm right here, man. I'm right here. I want to see you look right here.
You notice things change and it takes a toll on your body. And you start looking for options of how to make yourself healthier and feel better. What's ended up happening is I was talking to you about TRT. Didn't realize how much I needed it until I took it. And then I realized, whoa, this was amazing because it gave me energy. The muscle composition, just how the strength, the energy popping up out of bed, it made a world of difference. And you don't really realize it. It's like having a toothache. You don't realize it after you've had it for a long time. And then when you get it fixed, you're like, whoa, I cannot believe that's how bad it was. And that's exactly what it was like. And so it was pretty amazing. When I did that, I definitely have been on 3 years now. And you can see as it drops as you get older. And I'm definitely up there in the spectrum. And it's made a world of difference. Peptides, on the same token, as we were talking about injuries, I came back from Tahoe snowboarding, came back down here. I was bench pressing and I couldn't move my arm. And I was like, what the heck? And literally I was talking to Joey about the peptides. I went down to a local clinic down here. They had it, the 157-500 combo. I took it within 20 days. I'm not even kidding you. Within 20 days, and that's almost what Joey said. Like about 20 days, you won't feel it. And I was throwing my arm around, and all of a sudden, I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel the pain in my arm, and then I was back to benching again. And then I really started doing research on the effectiveness of it. And the peptides themselves are regenerative and healing. Which scares Big Pharma, of course, but we won't get into too much of that yet. But absolutely amazing. My shoulder feels the best it's felt in years. And, from the jabbing from boxing, that's just over time. That's always been an issue with me. And it's felt the best I've been in probably 5 or 6 years. I don't even feel it anymore. Huge difference. And then when I start talking to people, the journey of taking this on or taking it and then walking around talking to different groups, and I'm talking all groups from, just an everyday blue collar worker all the way up to, high net worth individuals, and talking to them about it. And they all know about it, and they all are swearing by it. And every conversation I get involved in, everybody wants to know about the peptides. Like, hey, where can I get some? How does it work for me? Or, how can it work for me? And I've heard things, tell me about it. And it's amazing. When you walk the walk or walk through it, and you realize how it impacts you, it turns on a big light bulb, whether it's physically from the TRT or even the peptides. Both of those are just things that have been neglected, I think, in a lot of our population with food.
Let's talk about sick care, though. I mean,
what
this comes down to the crux of it is, why are we doing this? Why did we form this? Well, we formed it because, first of all, I've been using TRT. I finished boxing in 2010. Within a year or so, my body was just the wear and tear. I got my testosterone levels checked. They were far lower than they should be. And, I don't know about that graph that we just had up there a second ago, because we did some research the other night, and I found out that since the 1970s, we're down about 52% plus for testosterone levels in men. And this is what's crazy is, and we'll be bringing on a friend of ours who actually works with the company. I'm not going to give his name out yet till he tells me, but a good friend of ours who is younger. I mean, he's not even 30 yet, I don't think. And he went and got his testosterone levels checked, and he was somewhere in like the 300s. And so to give you guys an idea where someone should be 25 to 30, you should be up in over 1,000, And I understand, like, there's going to be some people that say, oh, you should listen. I am not a big fan of our healthcare system. I think big pharma is a joke. I think it's all about money. They don't want you to have access to this stuff. They're going to do everything they can to prevent folks from getting access to this. They'd rather write you 10 prescriptions than have you get something as simple as testosterone cypionate, all right, and use it. And again, there's other programs for someone to say, oh, Joey, we don't want to, put someone on testosterone right away, because then they have to use it for the rest of your life. Let me tell you something. If you're 50 years old and your testosterone's a 300 or a 200, you could take some clomiphene, you could take something, HCG, and get it up, but you're not going to go above 700, 800. And for me personally, when you get your labs from a LabCorp or a Quest, they'll show you, the range, right? Well, that's the range for your average American overweight, obese, unhealthy male at 40 years old. It's not what it used to be. I want to be what a male was at 40 years old in 1960. All right. When we didn't have all these chemicals in our food, when we didn't have all these toxins. So the reason I say this is we did this because if anybody experienced what I experienced during the pandemic, big pharma doesn't give a shit about you. The healthcare system, the healthcare model in this country is broken. There's no health care. There's sick care. And so what I want to say to people listening today, and I want people to understand, is that unless you do some of these things, you're never getting out of that hole. Okay, we are the most unhealthy country on earth. Okay, the most overweight, obese, sick country considering the ability of this country, the development of this nation. We are so bad, doing so poorly. And so we formed this because, as Brett just said, we've gone out and got tested, and we went in. And again, I've been doing this for more than a decade. But every person I talk to, and I've got friends that still haven't done it. They know they're not feeling right, and it's a headache for them. They don't want to call their doctor. They don't want to go in for blood results. So what have we done? We've created a platform, a national telemed platform that will eventually be all 50 states, where when you sign up with us, you're going to see, an ad for TKO Vitality. You're going to click on it. Next thing you know, you're going to end up on a dashboard, and you're going to be able to book a call. You're going to do basically a consultation with a doctor. And at that point in time, you're already going to, say you want better energy, you want better sexual function, you want better cognitive function, you want, healing things, So I think most folks are going to immediately qualify for all the protocols that we're going to be offering, but you'll have access to, like I said, hormone replacement therapy, weight loss and peptides, and you'll be able to do it in such a way where we will mail you a test kit. You'll be able to get, test your blood. And then within, a few weeks at the most, you'll have those results back. Your medicine will be shipped to you. Okay, whatever you need. And you'll be able to do it like that. So that's what's so exciting about this, because we're essentially bringing this to your door. So Brett, I don't know if, what I would like to also
Absolutely.
talk about is tell people a little bit about, the excitement here. We've been hearing about RFK. Everybody's so excited about RFK.
Huge.
He came out and said he wants to make sure that we have access to hormone replacement therapy. We have access to peptides and access to stem cell, which I think will all be coming down the line.
Absolutely. Nutraceuticals, everything that really makes you healthier, especially with the food we have these days. But the peptides are a huge one. If you know, the peptide 157-500 was banned
BPC
from,
157-500.
yeah,
Right?
was banned, correct, was banned from being advertised on a high level because there was big pharma, we believe, involved, which basically the FDA said you can't advertise this based on some reasoning, right? Well, Junior's coming out and he's fully believes in the peptides. And the reason it was pulled off is it was so effective.
Yeah.
And guess who doesn't have their hands in the pot? It's
Big
the
pharma.
big pharma. Big
And that,
pharma.
and Brett, that should scare everybody. I mean, guys, listen to this. People are not Mandy speaks. Brett's
Yeah,
connection is a little slow. Yeah, because let me tell you something. Brett has the worst internet and phone connections in his house. He's in Irvine. I'm in Northern Nevada. But listen, I digress. What I wanted to say was, guys, they're trying to get these things out of our hands because they work well, right? That should scare everybody. Absolutely. We're so blessed to have someone like RFK Jr. getting in the mix. And again, guys, I really do mean what I'm saying. In this country, if you're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, most people do not have the discipline to go calorie deficient. You are not getting that fat off your body. And I'm sorry, if you're still fat and you work out every day and it's not coming off, I'm telling you, it's not because you're not doing the right exercises. You are in the hole. The chemicals, the toxins in our food, you're not going to lose that weight. And again, like I said, unless you're prepared to go calorie deficient, what does that mean? That means you have more calories you're burning through a day than you're eating. Very hard to do. Very hard to do when you're raising kids, when you're working a job, when you're traveling. So why do I say this? I think everybody should get their blood work done, right? Most importantly, get a baseline. And we talk about this all the time. Brett is more of the business, side of this, and he'll talk about metrics all the time. If you're serious about your success, then you're going to measure yourself. Measuring yourself by getting those labs done, and then we can make some adjustments together on getting you up to what we'll call optimum levels. Not just, your testosterone is low, so, get it up. No, let's get you to optimum levels. Let's figure out what we need to do for you so that you could take complete control of your health, get out of that hole that you're in, get healthy again, get that weight off you, and start living your best life ever.
Absolutely. And we keep saying it, not sick care, but health care, right? And we've been trapped in the sick care model for way too long. And I think a lot of things are turning and where people are realizing exactly how bad it is. I mean, just look at our food in the US versus all over the world, how we have dyes and chemicals that nobody else has. That's the baseline of the product or some of it.
Absolutely.
Where we came with our platform and looking at, hey, how do we make America healthy again and work with that? Because we know that it works and we know how it impacts everybody. And it's a starting point by getting in with the TRT, the peptides, and also weight loss. If you need that little push to get you over the edge and get you back in line, this is the opportunity. And that's why we looked at this and we firmly believe in it because we've used it, we've seen it. And when we talk to people about it, it's one of the hottest things out there that people want to do to make themselves healthier.
Well, and Brett, he just hit the nail on the head. One thing about Brett and I is we are not trying to sling anything that we haven't used, and not for a couple months, 4 years. Brett was one of my first friends. Actually, I got about 10 friends that are all going to do it. They're going to try it. Brett was one of the first ones to jump in, and we use, between him and I, we do a couple different, protocols. If you have access, some people are scared to do an injection in themselves, and there's, stuff you can do like pellets. There's now even oral applications. There's all kinds of things you can do. But what's important is I want people to know is we are not, marketing or trying to get you on anything we haven't tried. Me personally, I've probably been in this stuff the most. I've been using peptides for 4 or 5 years. I met an awesome doctor out of Oklahoma right in the middle of the pandemic, the pandemic, end of 2020, who was awesome and got me all dialed in. And so I have used the weight loss, I have used the peptides, and I've used the testosterone replacement therapy. And anybody that knows me, if you're watching this and you see me anywhere, I'm going a million miles an hour. I'm charging the hill. I've got energy all day. And for those of you that are feeling like, worn out, are you doing that stuff at 3 o'clock where you're nodding off? Are you doing that stuff where you're done with lunch and you're at the office and you're feeling that, you're getting super tired? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, your testosterone's probably low, and that's the stuff we want to look at. But I don't want anyone to think, oh, we're slinging stuff that we know nothing about. I would like to say that, I think I have a better understanding and knowledge of these peptides than most people, because I always like to try things, stop it, add to it, add different things. And so I'll just tell you, from someone that's used it, these GLP-1 stuff, like if you guys have heard the name of Ozempic, you've heard the name Mounjaro. Well, that's tirzepatide, right? And so then you've got some pharmacies that are compounding tirzepatide with L-carnitine that adds energy. And I could just tell you guys something right now. This will be the absolute, hack is the best way to say it. This is the hack for dads that are out there that are trying to get back in shape. For people, I don't care if you're 30 years old, you got 14, 15, 20 pounds on you, you can't get off, and you've tried different things, you want to try this weight loss products. I mean,
Absolutely.
right, Brett?
Absolutely. Just the weight loss products alone is a very hot item out there, and it helps. It's obviously making a difference. It's definitely getting a lot of buzz. I mean, you have 3 different platforms we utilize, whether it's the TRT, and also for women, you go through menopause. It's good to have that.
Believe it or not, women, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so seriously, that helps them, and so it's not just a men need out there. So that's a great thing. And then also peptides, obviously from regenerative, and there's so many different things. NAD plus. I mean, if you see anything out there, you see NAD plus all over the place. Again, things that help people keep them young, keep them youthful. And these are
what
things
about tell them about Wolverine that we're about to get some of.
Yeah, there's some other combinations where you're taking blends and you're taking them together, and with the way they work together, they magnify and actually benefit each other, and they're just amazing for recovery, for regenerative. And one of the things you see out there that came out with the 157 500, what ended up happening is people were not going to surgery, they were getting literally healed, and this scared the hell out of big pharma. And then of course, what does big pharma do? Go to the lobbyists, they go to the FDA, they shut it down until they can somebody patent it under a big, Pfizer or something, not to mention any names, but a big company, and then come back around, and it'll be opened back up because it works. Scares the hell out of them. It's like anything else. If it works so well that it takes money out of their pocket because you're not going to get the surgery, you're not having to go through all the therapy, it scares them. And that's not healthcare. That's sick care. Healthcare is where you fix it and move on. And I think this is some great product. I firmly believe in it. And definitely when Joey's like, hey, you got to look at this stuff, it opened my eyes, and it took me a little bit to look at it. And then once I started experiencing it, I was like, this is absolutely a game changer. As we get older, it is a game changer.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, folks, is I want people to understand is, I say this, you can't get yourselves out of a hole. It really is something, one of the things about this platform that's going to be developing and this is stuff I've envisioned that we're working on. But what's going to happen here is when you sign up with TKO and you order your tests and you get your results, you're going to be able to log into your own portal. You're going to be able to log in and you'll be able to see your results there. Your medication, everything you're on, your full protocol will be there. And then in time, you're going to be able to add your health data. And so, whether you connect your watch to it, the data from your watch or a ring or just the health tracking apps on your phone, if you're wearing a Fitbit, if you're wearing anything, we're going to be able to take that data and we're going to be able to help you, get a better grasp on your sleep schedule, your energy, your diet. Okay. There's going to be, through some of the testing that we're going to offer, you're going to learn that there's some nutraceuticals that don't help you. You're going to learn that there's some, medications you're taking that are doing the exact opposite of what you're trying to accomplish. So when we're talking about stuff like BP 157 with TB 500 on the side, this is the stuff that we're going to be able to play with and where you're going to be able to use. And when it works for you, you're going to love it. And then hopefully you'll be able to stay on it. And it's not crazy expensive either. One of the things I set out to do with this, and Brett and I really hammer this, was to make this affordable. And for those of you, look, I got friends that'll go out and drop $500 at the bar, right? They're drinking, top shelf liquor. But then all of a sudden I recommend something to them, $300, $400 a month, and it's too much money for them. This is your health. Health
Yeah,
is wealth. If
absolutely.
you could have, if you could be your best self, a better father, a better husband, a better boss, a better colleague, all these things, if you could be better in life, why would you not want to do that? And you will be better and feel better if we measure you and then we make these adjustments and optimize your hormones and the ability for your body to heal itself and to be able to provide energy and and the ability to do what you want to do.
And it's affordable. And one of the things that separate the wealthy, we'll say, I mean, you can use like Sylvester Stallone that Joey quotes a lot, where he's tracks himself. I was at a thing last weekend, and Antonio Brown, wide receiver, phenomenal guy. He tracks all of his blood testing, and you see a lot of these premier athletes, premier stars doing this, and this gives you an opportunity to kind of level the playing field. It gives you a chance where you can go in biometric testing, and eventually, as we build the platform out, we want to tie all that together so it offers a lot more than just a product, right? The whole goal is to give you all the information we can feed you to make you healthier.
Well, and you know what, Amanda, she always puts out good stuff for me. I love what she's reminding us of. There's a guy, Brian Johnson,
Yep,
that's actually
absolutely.
one of our dear friends, Alan Roberts, is working with. And Brian Johnson is the guy that everybody sees out on Instagram, the don't die guy, right? And he has basically found all these protocols and diet and sleep, everything that makes such a huge difference to your lifestyle, to your body's, ability to fight, anything it's fighting, including aging, which by the way, this guy is legitimately reversing aging. Okay. It's absolutely impressive. But what I want to say to folks out there, anybody that's listening to this right now, in anything in life you're doing, you have to have some measurement, right? I want to hit this again. People have got to realize that if we don't, get our blood results and take a look at these things, how are you going to know, right? So for those of you out there that, oh no, I don't want to do it. Anything you do, I see anything in your life, you're going to have metrics to it, right? Or you're not serious about it. So let's get
Absolutely.
serious here. Let's get a baseline and then let's start making some improvements. And what I would suggest to anybody that's thinking about doing this is, you need to make some lifestyle changes, right? You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to eat a little better. You're going to have to get to the gym, but you don't have to get crazy. And we talk about this in some of the stuff that when Brett and I were filming, I was telling people, and our trainer, Scott Martika, came out to say that, the biggest problem he sees with folks that want to get back in shape is they come out and they go balls to the wall. They hit it so hard, they get injured, they're not feeling good, so they don't go. It's all about consistency. If we can get you to get to the gym 3 days a week and to do some basic resistance, training, right? Simple stuff, air squats, lunges, lat pull downs, push-ups and planks, sit-ups, easy stuff like that. Even if it's, Brett loves to run on the beach, as often as he can, so whether it's a run on the beach, a walk on the beach, walk in the sand, there's so many ways to skin this cat, but you got to start with something. And it's so important. I don't think enough people are getting the coaching and the information they need, which we're going to offer through TKO Vitality. We're going to have the ability to check out our blogs, the information we're putting out there. If you're taking these weight loss products, if you're using things like that, you want to also be careful and be mindful of that you can lose as much muscle as you can fat. So you've got to make sure you're doing resistance training, something. And resistance training, I mean weights. And for those of you who don't want to lift weights, that's why I'm giving you for ideas of like body weight exercises. You could row, you could do Pilates, you could do yoga, but you got to do stuff that puts your body and your muscles time under tension to keep that strength up. So that's going to be the exciting part about this is we're not just going to sling it to you and tell you good luck. We're going to make sure that you have access to the information and resources to help you get the most out of what you're doing, to keep you consistent, and so that you don't stop and don't walk away and fail.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And consistency. And just like you said about measuring yourself, you don't know it's hard to tell where you've been from if you aren't measuring your baseline, and then to grow from it. Huge. Absolutely. Whether it's work or whatever you do in life, that's how you can measure yourself to do better. Without that, it's hard to follow. I know for me doing the TRT standpoint from using TRT that I remember I'd go to the gym all the time, work out, and I didn't feel like it really did much for me. I felt like a little bit coming out like, man, I do a lot of work and I don't see a lot of change. As soon as I started utilizing that, I noticed my quality work was better. My recovery was phenomenal. My sleep was better. And actually I usually sleep not a lot, and I was popping up way more energetic and no muscle pains. And I can tell physically that my body's reacting to that workout way better than it was before. And that's just because I was low and deficient in testosterone levels, and I didn't realize it. Didn't check it until
How
we
would you
started
know?
talking.
And again, this
Yeah,
is
how
this
would you
is
know?
someone who's been around, the game, and and then once Brett got going and using testosterone, but then now that he's dabbled with the peptides and some of the weight loss, it's just, guys, it is a game changer. I just want everyone to know this. It's not something that just happens overnight. You got to do something. But I will tell you, man, for those of you that are just lazy and can't get weight off and don't want to do that, it's also going to work for you. Now we're going to encourage you to make these changes so that overall your lifestyle is better, because you need to be moving. You need to be exercising a little bit. You need to be stretching. There's all kinds of things you can do, right? But I'll just tell you something right now. It is an absolute night and day difference if you have access to these products and these protocols. We're going to make it affordable. We're going to make it easy. And one of the things Brett's talked about is being able to add products to the portal. Once you're a member and you're using TKO Vitality and you want to look into different things, we're eventually going to have it where pretty much anything you need for your health, okay, which is your health and wealth, is going to be available on the TKO platform. So that's going to be something exciting, whether it's simple nutraceuticals, vitamins, additional things for you to make sure that you're getting the most out of your products. We're going to have that available for you. So we want to keep it easy. I don't want to bombard everybody with too much tonight. We want to come out here and just have this initial introductory podcast of TKO Vitality and what we're going to be doing. And then you'll see in time as we put this together. I think, Brett, in your estimation, how long do you think it'll be before we're live?
The magical question. When you're dealing with a lot of stuff that we've been dealing with, we are right at the cusp of it. And I don't want to give away too much, but I'm pretty sure
weeks.
before. Yeah,
So
our goal is
look,
first.
Listen, you jump in, you decide you want to have a nationwide telemed platform. It was a little different than we thought, but hey, we're ambitious, and we want to be able to serve everybody. So we're hoping that by the first of the year, we're moving and we're grooving. But I just want to tell everybody this, man. Listen, take a look at what we have to offer. Do some of your own research. And there's other places to do it. Some of you might, think, oh, I need to have a doctor. I would never try to, disencourage anybody to do anything. I would say, look, do what's right for you. But when we're talking about women too, where do women notice their issues? Okay, they could be deficient in estrogen, progesterone. There's other things. I've got the best doctors are going to be working with us, and so we want everybody to embark on this and to really take it for what it's worth. Do your homework, look into this, and you'll see this is exploding across the nation. And Brett brought this up. Sylvester Stallone was my original mentor. When I met him in 2004 on the set of The Contender and got to go back to his house and meet his wife, Jennifer, and he was showing me every, month from 1978 forward, he had a binder with his blood work in there. And he said, Joey, aging is a disease and it can be fought. He said, they've been doing things 60 years. They've been doing stuff in Europe way different than we have. He goes, we have a sick care model. He said this in 2004. It has been 20 years. And he also said, and I quote, you watch 20 years from now, everybody's going to be testing their hormones. Everyone's going to be optimizing their hormones and getting on testosterone. It's been 20 years. I'm so excited about this because I've seen the results for myself and anybody over the last few years that I've put on this. There's my man, Drew and Joey Gilbert, Joe Mama with Slide. That is the exact time he explained this all to me. And so I'm excited to offer this to everybody and to make something available to folks that normally wasn't available and something that was kind of hidden. It was fringe, but now it's coming out in the mainstream. I'd encourage everybody to do some homework, do some reading. And when you're ready, come see us. We'll take care of you.
And optimizing it is the word. We want to optimize your health.
And that was Brian Johnson there, the Do Not Die guy.
Absolutely. Optimize your health. And then right around the corner is New Year's. So we're coming on New Year's resolutions. A lot of people are looking at, hey, after the unhealthy eating through the holidays, what can you do? Well, this is a great opportunity to help kickstart it besides doing the healthy stuff by working out and stuff, which everybody's going to do as you go to the gym. It'll be packed. But this will give you an extra added edge. So there's some great.
Again, guys, you can use all three protocols at once. We have built this. And a lot of people said to me, Joey, what makes this different than the other ones? I said, it's going to be the ease, man. It's going to be the access to, the providers, access to the doctors to be able to have the consultation, get your testing done and then get your protocol assigned. But also, I don't like to use the word, we've talked about this before, one-stop shop, but it really is. We want to be the one place you can go to for the hormone augmentation, I'd like to say, for the weight loss and for the peptides. But I'll tell you right now, if you're in the hole and you're looking for help, get on this weight loss product, get on the testosterone replacement. And for those of you that are a little younger and your testosterone is low, yes, there are ways to start out with some natural things that can help your body try and produce some testosterone first. You've seen it. You got some people on there trying to scare people. Oh, don't do this. Let me tell you something. If my testosterone levels are low and they're just low because that's in my genes, it's hereditary or whatever it is, I don't care. If I have to take testosterone for the rest of my life to feel the way I feel every day, I'm going to take it. So That's just, something that everyone's different. Each person's a unique case. Let's take a look at you. Let's get your blood tested. Let's take a look at it and let's come up with a custom package that works for you and for your family.
Absolutely.
Cool. So listen, guys, we'll be back to you more often. Brett and I are going to start doing a podcast for TKO Vitality, whether it's once a week or every couple weeks. We got our man Evan in the background. He'll be cutting this stuff up. Mandy will be providing information for us. So it's a team effort. We got an awesome team behind us. We'll introduce you to everybody here soon, but just understand we're coming. This is where you need to go. This is the future. This is the future of healthcare. This is how it's going to be done. And we are going to constantly bring to you the most cutting edge products and the stuff that's absolutely going to work for you and make you better in life all around.
Absolutely. Healthcare, not sick care.
Healthcare, not sick care. So listen, thanks for stopping by. We love you. We're excited to offer this to you, and check out the websites. And I will say this before we go, we will also have a platform. We'll have access to other partners that will offer all peptides. There's going to be research purpose only peptides. We will have those partners for you to work with. Absolutely. This platform will be everything that's done through consultation with a doctor. But for those of you that start getting experience and wanting to, have the ability to use other peptides, we will absolutely have those resources that we can point you to, and you'll be able to get anything you want.
Absolutely.
Right on. All right. So we're shutting down for tonight. We'll see you soon.